This is an interview for peep-Magazine. We're joined with the very talented Kenny Cadence. Kenny, when you bite off more than you can chew, chew like fuck. Let's get into it. Here we are again. Thanks so much for joining us, pal.
No problem.
How long's it been? I mean, I was trying to think of when did I contact you, or did you contact me, or did you see one of the videos, or how did it start? How did the friendship start?
I think it started a canny few years ago. I heard it was Wayne McDonald's
Wayne
interview.
C. Yeah.
So we're going back. What was that? I mean, lockdowns sent all the years in my head west. So
yeah, it was just before
like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
something like that. And I remember watching that because I was very close with Wayne's brother, Compton.
Got you.
And we used to. Well, we were on the verge of maybe doing like a management thing with him. So we used to talk a lot, but when I saw the Wayne interview, I was like, man, this setup is class. Like, I love the whole setup that you had. It was so unique, so niche, and I just thought I want to be a part of this. Like, if it's a possibility.
Oh, of course, mate. And fast forward a couple of years, and now we're here. So
we're here. Finally.
We're here. Hip hop spoke to you as a teenager. What did it say?
It said, come and join us. this mad cult following said, come and join us. No, well, to be honest, my parents worked for the Salvation Army.
Wow.
They just retired last year, and they were very, not strict, but they were very straight. And when I was a teenager growing up, you just started getting those parental advisory stickers on CDs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And my mum and dad hated it. So being a teenager, I just rebelled, really. That was it. And started hearing a few things. Obviously, you hear of Eminem first because he just blew up on the radio massively. And then obviously you get to hear people around him, and then it just, like the ripple effect, you just go out and out. So yeah, I just started collecting just random CDs, just random hip hop CDs. There was never any sort of like plan in my head who I wanted to follow or anything like that. I used to just base it off the album covers.
Mm-hmm.
Used to just go into HMV, right? That's got a parental sticker on it. The cover looks cool. I'll have that.
Yeah.
And then I just started writing. It was just as simple as that.
Uh-huh.
I wish I had like a cooler story where it was like, right, this happened and
mm-hmm.
someone came out of the clouds and told us to start writing and stuff, but
mm-hmm.
it was just as simple as that.
You've jogged me memory there about a lecturer of mine when I was at university, and he said, hands up, anyone who's bought a record on the basis of the front cover. He put his hand up, and I kind of slowly put my hand up, and I looked around, and like nobody put the hand up. But I thought,
really?
Yeah, I'm thinking, of course you bought an album on the basis of how cool the front cover looks. I mean, that's advertising right there, isn't it?
Absolutely. I've lost count how many times I've done it, and to be fair, the amount of times I've wasted money doing that as well.
Well, yeah, we've all been in the same boat there, mate. I've been listening to a lot of your records and albums and songs, tunes, beats, and a little thing keeps propping up is they always told me to talk to the family and friends, and they told you not to do music, and I'm just wondering, who are they?
Just whispers.
Yeah.
Like certain, definitely family, a few close friends of mine, people that haven't followed the music, who think that it's a bad idea, that I should just get a normal job, this, that, and the other. And you just try and block all that out.
Mm-hmm.
Although, like, the family and close friends and stuff, like, I always talk about them without talking about them.
Yeah,
I don't like naming things like that. So that's what that is basically.
Right, got you.
Just me sort of like just airing a little bit of frustrations out, but without
name
fully going off.
You're not naming names, but you're subtextually calling people out. Yeah.
Yeah. yeah.
Brilliant.
Which is not normally like me, 'cause I normally just go all out. But you know, when it's things like that, like it's not even anything like malicious from their point of view. Like it's just their opinion, but it's like, wait, this is what I want to do. Like, you either support it or I'm going to do it anyway. So it's just one of them.
Yeah. There's a young teenager sitting on his bed. He's looking up at his wall. What pictures have you got up on your wall, Kenny?
Don't be too quick to fall in
love. I used to have a Spice Girls poster on the wall. That's not even a lie.
Kidding. At least you're honest, mate. Brilliant.
I used to have a load of wrestling. Honestly, Spice Girls on there, and it was like one of those where they'd have like the picture up to about here.
Yeah.
All 5 of them. But yeah, mainly wrestling. I'm a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah.
My mum and dad didn't like us sticking too many things on the wall.
Got you.
So the ones that I was allowed up were mainly wrestling.
I mean, it's going back a few years, but I absolutely love like the Big Daddy, the Giant Haystacks, Iron Fist, Cry Baby, Scrubber Daily, and all the. I mean, it's going back like probably early 70s or mid 80s, but I absolutely love all that stuff, and even kind of the newer stuff as well. I
mean, I was when did I started getting into it with like the Hulk Hogan's and the Ultimate Warriors and all that sort of stuff. But then it was like the Stone Cold Steve Austins, the Raw. That's what it really like blew up for me. But I remember my dad telling us about Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks. And I've actually seen it on your YouTube.
Oh yes, yes.
Your subscription thing is on your channel. You've got
the banner.
Giant Haystacks there.
Oh yeah, mate, the banner. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So I'm quite interested in how you got started working with the Grammy nominated Tailor Made. How did that relationship come about? How did it develop? And what was the story there?
Me and Tailor Made it first connected via Twitter. Again, we're going back. I think we're going back 3 years, maybe 4, but it's definitely 3 or 4. And we just followed each other on Twitter, and I hit him up with a message and said, "Look, I'm a hip hop artist from the UK. Would you be interested in doing a song?" And he was like, "Yeah." And next thing, I had 50 beats.
Wow.
Sent to my email in a Dropbox, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this is how they work."
Yeah,
I'm just used to getting a beat or two.
No messing about.
Just full of beats. There was no messing about. It was like, "There's the beats. Choose which one you want to do, and we'll do it." So I did the first song. I sent it to him, and from there we just said, "Look, let's knock out an album together," and that's where the HEIR Theory album came from. I took out, I think I took about 10 or 12 beats out of the 50 that he sent me, and we put out a 8-track. I think it was 8-track album a couple of years ago. And it's just unreal. It's so magical working with somebody like him.
Yeah,
like he's the first person that questioned what I sent back. So like I did a couple of verses for a song, sent it to him, and he was like, "No, this isn't the one. We can do better."
Right.
And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
was like, no one is.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah, well, exactly. I was like, well, what's going on? But no, I mean, I tell him, and I've told him before on interviews or Instagram lives or whatever I've done. He saved my musical career. Definitely saved my musical career, and it's down to him that I'm still doing music today easily.
Wow. And you're still keeping in touch with TaylorMade?
Yeah, Air Theory 2 is being made currently. It's been being made for the last year or so.
Yeah.
I've got a few songs that are sitting there ready, but it's just, putting the icing on the cake sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Air Theory 2 is definitely coming. And we talk all the time, me and TaylorMade it. Just about like personal stuff, like how's the family, how's things. Because he's all the way over in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Got you.
So, like, the time difference isn't ideal, so we have to catch each other at a certain sort of hour of the day and just go from there. Yeah,
mate. Of course. I'm gonna do like a Oh, you're drinking a can of foot? I've actually got a can behind us, so I might actually join you in a minute if this stream starts sorting itself out. From the album HEIR THEORY with TaylorMade, I'm gonna quick fire some song titles, and then you quickly, if you can quickly describe what those songs mean.
Okay.
Focus.
Energy. Just pure energy. That's me refocusing my mind and going. That was actually the first song that we did together as well.
Right, got you. 1,000 punches.
Just me being like, look, you can say whatever you want about us. You can hit us as many times. I'm going to get back up, and you're not knocking me down at all.
Whatever.
Exactly what the title says. I was just having fun, and it was whatever came out. That was it.
No complaints.
Oh, that was me being here longer than people thought I was, because I rebranded to Kenny Cadence, but I'd had no complaints about me coming from there to here. Basically that.
Puddle of Reflection.
Deepest song I had done up to that point, talking about a real life situation that I had, where I nearly jumped off a bridge. So it's just me reliving that. Sorry, that wasn't as quick fire as the quick fire thing, but
no, that's fine.
That's what that was about. Yeah,
mate. I was just going to bounce off another question, but when you come with a question like that, with an answer like that, you kind of stop and think, what was without going too personal, too deep, and if you don't want to share any of it with me or the audience, that's absolutely fine. But what was the catalyst to make that puddle of reflection? What was going on then in the mind of Kenny?
A song about the toughest moment in my life. I talk about nearly committing suicide, jumping off a bridge in 2014, 15. I think it was 2014. And yeah, I just found myself reflecting really on things that had happened in my life, events that led up to me being at that point. And I don't really like talking to like therapists and stuff like that. Like, I'm one of these that I have the thoughts and they just go down on paper, and then I can just put it out like that. So yeah, that was the deepest song I'd done up until that point. And TaylorMade it was super cool with that. He said, look, I want this to be on the album. If you're comfortable with it being on the album with the subject that you talk about, then it's going on, and that's what we put on.
Wow, it's a nice I mean, we're talking about the word reflective, but that is a hell of a reflection on a conversation, you know, when you're talking about, when people talk about taking their own life, or even thinking about it, because anyone knows the more you think about it, the more it becomes real, because you're doing that repetition in your head. Yeah, maybe I could do it like this, maybe I could do that, maybe I could do it the other. And it becomes really scary, a really scary thought process. Yeah. So, I mean, thanks for sharing that with us, you know. It's like, absolutely, it's great how you can put pen to paper, come away from that, put pen to paper, and that be your kind of motivation and a therapy for, you know, coming out of that dark place. And it just shows you that music saves lives, you know.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
But like you said, then, like, it becomes realer. The funny thing is, I actually still remember writing that song, and the more I was writing, you know, I think I talk about something like I can see the mountains and stuff, and I could actually vision where I was, and I could vision the backdrop, everything, and it really, really scary. I barely listened to that song, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I remember it getting really real and feeling like I was back there when I was writing the words.
Got you.
Through my music.
Yeah, mate. You started working with a Swedish producer called Lost Mind, an album called Karmic Debt, which I really love. I've been listening to that album a lot. And then I just thought I'd interject with for the people who don't know, Karmic Debt. I mean, you might see it from a completely different point of view, but karmic debt are patterns in your life that are being repeated, and they are typically bad patterns or unresolved issues in your life. Would that be correct, Kenny?
That's spot on, mate. Spot on.
Was this the inspiration for Karmic Debt, the album?
Yeah, 100%. I wanted to. This actually came off the back of Puddle of Reflection, and I thought it on, and then it's out there. So I got talking to Lost Mind, an incredible producer. I love her, like, I really do love her to bits. She's incredible.
Yeah.
And she was cool enough to be like, okay, yeah, let's put this album together. Let's see what happens, sort of thing. And I started doing it. I started saying stuff that had been bothering me from over the years, and then it just sort of fell into another hip hop project where I was just rhyming for the sake of rhyming or things like that. And when we put it out, I actually messaged her and said, "How do you feel about doing Karmic Debt 2?"
Yeah.
And she went, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, I did not get half the stuff off my chest that I wanted to say. I sort of went off topic. So then we created Karmic Debt 2, and that is some of the deepest stuff I've ever put out. But she was so cool about everything. Like, as long as I was happy with it, she was happy with it. There was no issues with anything. She's just incredible. Like, just so great to work with.
Defy My Weakness as a kind of tribute to a family member or two family members. What compelled you to write this track and make the video Defy My Weakness?
It's about my my grandma and my uncle.
Yeah.
My uncle passed away about 18 months ago now, and I actually wrote the chorus for that song 3 hours before going to his funeral.
Wow.
And the actual recording of the chorus is the first take on everything that I did. And I thought, that captured it. That captured the emotion. So that's the first take. And then I wanted to talk about my grandma as well. You know, I lived with her for a while in my late teens when I left home at 17, and she suffered with dementia, and she was in a home at the time and couldn't go and visit her because of lockdown, and I only got to see her once through one of the top windows.
Wow.
In the whole of lockdown, and she passed away. Well, it was a year ago on Monday just gone that she passed away, and she passed away before that song got released on Karmic Debt 2. So in the song I'm talking about, you know, like why has she got dementia? Like, out of everyone in this world, why did you choose her?
Yeah.
You know, and why did you take the uncle that actually meant something to me and not like somebody who I never see, sort of thing? Sort of a bit selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Bit selfish from my point of view, in all honesty. But like I say, she passed away before that song got released. So when I was doing the video is actually just shot on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going through the house, and that's the day of my grandma's funeral. So I shot all that after the funeral.
Right.
And then I pieced it together.
Mm-hmm.
And I found some old video of my grandma. Funnily enough, I had a video of my uncle and my grandma dancing together that I didn't even knew existed until I found it on Facebook on one of my auntie's pages.
Wow.
And I was just like, whoa, like, that's perfect. That made me come up with the idea I'm going to have videos of my grandma before the song kicks in.
Mm-hmm.
So I pieced that together, and yeah, so the video is just sort of like me remembering, like just me having that keepsake of this is the house. Like, this is the rooms that I used to stay in. This is where I used to play. This is before, obviously, it gets sold and you know, I can never go there again, sort of thing.
Yeah,
so
of course. I mean, it's really touching how I think a lot of people don't realise when someone passes away, and then before that, you know, a lot of people take people for granted. They go to the house, they walk around, they have a cup of tea and they leave. But it only hits home when you go to that funeral and you come back to the house and you look at the chair that they used to sit in, and then they're not there anymore. And then you walk around and you think, and then all the memories start flooding back. So because I lost my granddad, I used to actually live with him, you see, so we've got a lot in common there. And basically what you were going through, I think I was going through exactly the same thing. So watching that video of Defy My Weakness, I just think if anyone's listening to this interview, they should just go straight to YouTube now and just check out that video, because it's heartfelt and it actually means something, you know. And the tunes, the words, the beats, it's absolutely great, mate. I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
Another thing off the subject of that song is there a song on that album called Float Away?
Float Away. That song, Karmic Debt 1.
Karmic Debt 1. It's just because I might be totally off here, right, Kenny? I might be totally off, and you might shout back and say, "Nah, mate, you're well off." But every time I hear that song, I can hear Ian Brown.
Right?
Ian Brown. Am I way off there?
If that's what you hear.
Yeah, it's not exactly the same, of course, but I can hear it's. It just seems like influence of like early post Stone Roses,
right?
Early Ian Brown on album stuff,
right? See, I don't know whether Lost Mind maybe have sampled something within the beat or whatever.
Yeah.
And to be fair, that's the first song that I sort of sang on as well, like properly. So I don't know whether it's just.
Yeah, I mean it's really nice. It just so happens that I can. it's weird. I can't hear Ian Brown, obviously, but it reminds us bits of it. It reminds us of Ian Brown, and I love Ian Brown. So I actually met Ian like a year ago, just having a good chat with him. He's an absolutely cool guy. I just want to touch on a couple more songs. Stillborn. Is this a reflective piece, autobiographical piece?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. This was the first song that I wrote for Karmic Debt 1, and this was the route that it was going to go. Like I talk about. I was born with that umbilical cord wrapped around my neck twice. I should have been a stillborn. Yeah. Things like that. But I was stillborn, and I'm still here. And it's sort of like my frustrations toward my parents a little bit. It's sort of like the bratty child coming out that didn't do it back then because I was scared of a beating.
Oh, yeah.
But I can do it here behind the microphone. It's just frustrations of childhood. Because with them being so straight and like I couldn't do this or I couldn't do that, or I remember coming back drunk once and God, it was like the world had ended, sort of thing. So it was just me venting out frustrations, but that song came out a lot deeper than I thought it was going to come out. to be honest, I didn't plan it to. I didn't plan it to be that deep. I just wanted to just air a few frustrations out, and it's only when I listened to it back I was like, oh my God, like that's quite deep, sort of thing. So, but that's that. Yeah,
mate, it's cool. I've been checking out Lost Mind. She produced the Karmic Debt. I've seen her play the piano. I've seen her play the guitar. She's making beats. I just think there's a lot of producers out there who are super talented and they don't get the recognition. Like they're always not always, but mostly hiding behind the songs. And it's like, and I kind of class them as marketing coordinators for like companies that no one sees, but they're in 9 till 5, 9 till 6, 9 till 7 every day. A bit like what I do, and the kind of market that company or the market that brand, and no one ever knows who they are, but that brand's like world known, but no one knows the marketing team, the marketing guy, the marketing woman who produced that campaign, who produced the strategy. As I was watching it, I just thought, like Lost Mind, I kind of see what you're doing, Would you relate to that, Kenny?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, she's one of the most talented people that I've ever worked with. Yeah. Such a lovely girl as well, so down to earth. Yeah. Like when we talk, you'd swear that we'd known each other for years. It's crazy. We actually started an independent record label together earlier this year, the two of us. So we created Delusional Child Music Group. And I couldn't think of anybody else that like it would make sense doing it with than her. She's just like I run out of words to say about her, and it gets a little bit cringy sometimes, but yeah, she's just amazing.
Yeah, man. I hope you continue to work with her, because it just seems like you both gel together with your words and her beats and tunes and all that. I think it really works,
Yeah, no, I agree. We are doing Karmic Debt 3 to finish off the trilogy. So that will be Karmic Debt Closure. And whatever else we do in the future, we've decided... I asked her how she'd feel about having a duo name. So instead of Kenny Cadence produced by Lost Mind and all that we have a duo name and we go out as a duo, because, like you were saying, without the producer... It's just words. It's just an a cappella. Yeah. Like she's probably doing more than what I am. So
yeah, I mean,
she should have more praise.
Yeah, of course. I just think, you know,
Yeah.
producers should like stand up. I mean, a lot of them do. I'm kind of banging the drum, you know, for producers. But
No, 100%.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I think that when people put out songs, like if I put out a song and it was just Kenny Cadence in the song title,
yeah,
and there was no mention of a producer anywhere, or at least say produced by such and such, it's so ignorant from some artists, because the producer is like 50%. Basically, it's the producer is there to elevate your words.
Yeah,
should be praised more than what they are.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna chop it up, and I'm gonna ask you a couple of hip hop artist questions.
Oh God.
I'm gonna say the quote. Can you possibly name the hip hop artist? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's cool if you don't know them. It's absolutely cool.
You put us on the spot.
Oh, that's what I do, mate. That's what I do. People never get the flowers while they can still smell them. What hip hop artist said that?
Not a clue.
You want to take a guess?
I don't know, Tupac.
Nah, it was Kanye West.
Man, I should have got that, really, shouldn't I?
Nah, I mean, well, they're quite hard.
It sounds like something he would say.
Yeah, it does. It does. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Who said that?
Is it Jay-Z?
Jay-Z. Boom. Excellent. Who said this? You have to keep your vision clear, because only a coward lives in fear.
Biggie.
It was Nas.
Ah, man.
The great Nas.
Nasty Nas.
Right, who said this? If I don't win the award at the show loses credibility.
That's got to be Kanye.
Yeah, bang on. It couldn't be anybody else, could it? For the people who don't know, but Kanye changed his name to Ye, or Ye. He says it's the most used word in the Bible. In the Bible it means you. Therefore, I'm you. I'm us. It's us. But he hasn't heard of the Geordie term ye. So. You know what I mean. I'm just gonna put that out there. So, yeah.
You should tweet him. You should tell him.
Can I just to flip off that? What hip hop artists inspire you, Kenny? In the past 5 to 10 years, not like in history, but
Brilliant. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Logic was a huge one for me. He made me like look at music a little bit differently, because when I was transitioning into Kenny Cadence, I was thinking about the social media and everything like that, and he sort of had all that on lock. So he was somebody that I really studied. I like J. Cole. I like the way that he tells stories, and he's just cool on the mic. A guy who people might not have heard of, John Connor. He was signed to Dr. Dre. He was on the Compton album, but he was a big up-and-comer. Another one, Shaw Stimuli, who's a very sort of like, he was with Jay-Z back in the day, around Jay-Z doing the back album and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he's just very lyrical, tells stories like I like to tell. Who else? Method Man's always there. Always love Method Man.
Yeah, I love him.
Like Method, I think he's like a fine wine. He just gets better with age.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it, really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really listen to. I try not to listen to a lot. This sounds stupid, but I try not to listen to a lot, because I feel like when I listen deeply into stuff, I get influenced by what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I subconsciously start rhyme in the same way that they would and things like that. So if I'm in writing mode or if I'm doing like a project, I try and keep what I'm listening to a minimum.
Yeah.
Which is really, I don't know whether anyone else does that.
Yeah, I kind of think it's a natural thing. It's like art, like any artist. I think if like a graphic designer or an illustrator, as soon as they start looking at someone's work a bit too much, they start developing their style around there.
Yeah,
you know, I think it's a habit that a lot of people do in general. You know.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
But you're absolutely right. To not listen to a lot of people, you just stay on your own track, you know, and stay focused on what you're doing. I think that is the best thing. And
yeah, 100%.
And I'll just throw that out there. But your style, I mean, obviously you know much better than me, but for me, is like a marketing person looking in. When you rhyme quick, fast, and you put all them words together, I would say that is your strength. That's when all the lines start joining up, connecting all the dots. Yeah. I mean, you can take from that what you will, but I'm just giving you my bit of input.
No, thank you. That really does mean a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, man. No problem. Bringing us up to date, Kenny, you teamed up with an old friend, Brinkworth, to form the duo Hate Being Sober. And by the way, Hate Being Sober. if anyone can see this, Kenny was nice enough to send me a sticker for the table, for the mighty table. So thanks for that, Kenny. I really appreciate the Hate Being Sober, which is just here. You can't see it at the minute, Kenny, but when you see this, you'll be able to see it. And if there's anyone else out there who wants to contribute to the table, just contact at peep-magazine.co.uk. Get in touch with us, and then if you've got any cool things like Hate Being Sober, stickers, send them in, mate. I'll put them straight on. But yeah. So cheers for that, Kenny. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
You've teamed up with Brinkworth to form the duo Hate Being Sober. Could you tell us a bit about Hate Being Sober?
Well, yeah, we both released our first proper album back in 2005, all the way back then. And we stayed in touch. We did a couple of things throughout the years, a couple of features here and there. And the Float Away song that you were talking about before, I was writing that. I wrote the chorus for that. And I thought, this would sound great with Brinkworth on it. So I messaged him. I said, look, I've got a song. Would you fancy jumping on it?
Yeah.
He sent the verse back, I think it was the next day. And just from there, we were like, do you remember when we used to talk about possibly doing a group or a duo or something? Do you fancy it? Like, do you still want to do it? And I think with lockdown, I think that sort of helped because we both had time to just be like, okay, fine, let's give this a shot, sort of thing. So we decided on the name, Hate Being Sober. My good friend Stu did the logo for us, and we just wanted to go and have fun. That was it. We just wanted to have fun, do what we love doing, like expressing ourselves, just writing the best material that we can possibly do. And he is an elite wordsmith. He is so good, unbelievably good. I always say that he's in my top 5 UK rappers. And I don't just say that to blow smoke or anything. I've said that for years. And to be in a duo with him, it's such an honour for me. And it raises my game as well, because I've got to step up my levels to meet his. But yeah, we just have fun. We've created a lot of songs in the background. We released Gorilla Position last year, which is from the Gorilla Monsoon. You know, where the wrestlers, before the wrestlers go out, they go through Gorilla Position.
Oh,
so that's where that came from. That's the name of that. So it's us coming out, us stepping out.
Yeah, good choice of words. Yeah.
Yes, us stepping out, and that's produced by Arab Music, who's done a lot of stuff over in America, mainly with Diplomats, Dipset. And then last week we released a song, Bonnie Parker, featuring the super talented Abby Nick.
Yeah, I've been looking at her stuff.
She is incredible.
Yeah, she's good. She's
incredible. And yeah, I looked, and in the first week we've done 8,500 streams on Spotify, so I'm over the moon with those numbers.
Yeah, mate. So how did you come in contact with Abby Nix? Because she's from is it Newcastle or is it from the northeast?
She's from the northeast. She's from Alnwick.
Oh, she's from Alnwick, got you.
Or she's based in Alnwick. And I think I came across her on Facebook. I think she was somebody had shared a video of hers, and I was just blown away. I was like, "Who the hell is this?"
Yeah,
like I need to work with this person. Like, she's incredible, very
talented. Yeah,
she's so hard to get hold of.
Right,
unbelievably hard to get hold of. Like, I send her, because we talk quite a lot now, but
yeah,
back in the day I'd be like, "Can you do a verse? Are you there? Do you want to do the verse?"
Yeah.
And she finally gets back to you. But yeah, so honoured to have her on this Bonnie Parker song. We've got another few things lined up together. But yeah, through Facebook, just social media is such a great place. It can be a horrible place, but like, magic can happen through social media. Like, I've met Abby Nix through social media, Taylor Made It through social media, yourself through social media, like loads of people. It's one of those things that are hated by a lot of people for a lot of reasons, but it produces greatness as well.
Yeah. I mean, if you know what you want out of it, and instead of just going online and like scrolling and seeing what other people are doing, if you have a purpose to social media, you want to put a story out, you want to put your piece of artwork out, you want to put your beat out, you want to put your tune out, then do it. It's absolutely great. The platform will hit like a worldwide audience. You don't know who's looking at it. I think one of my friends was telling us that there's a guy who grows. He's got an allotment, and I don't know where he's from. He's somewhere like Yorkshire. My friend was saying, I think it sounds very obscure, this, and he's not making it up. The guy grows leeks or something, or pumpkins or something strange. But he's won like competition after competition after competition, this guy, because the leeks are like absolutely massive. The pumpkins are massive. And who got in touch with him? Snoop Dogg.
No way.
Yeah, he flew him over to LA, and this guy from Yorkshire, I think, and he's like, and Snoop's like really interested in how he grows his leeks and the pumpkins and whatnot. And I'm wondering, I wonder why Snoop's so interested. But I thought that's a cool little story.
What sort of soil do you use?
Yeah. I've got this plan, but it's not going to be vegetables, yeah.
Do you think it will work? Do you think it will go bigger?
I think he had a hidden agenda there, but that's Snoop. I mean, we love Snoop. We love Snoop, don't we? So I think we've talked about independent record label called Delusional Child Music Group, or have we talked about that, Kenny?
I only mentioned it. I just mentioned that me and Lost Mind had decided to go on this mad venture together. It was an idea that I sort of had. I had the idea of the name Delusional Child, because going back to what they said, what they said, I'm delusional, things like that. And I thought that has a really nice ring to it. Yeah. And then I designed the logo for it, and I thought that's got something about it. Like, there's something there that really sort of clicks. And Lost Mind loved it. and we just got talking. And I was like, look, like, how do you feel about doing this? Because, like, bearing in mind, she's got, I think she just hit 4 million streams on Spotify.
Cool.
So, like, she's at, like, this level now, where she can just go and do whatever she sort of wants, work with people, things like that, and she's hitting, like, mega streams, whereas I'm still, like, down here. So for her to be like, yeah, like, there's nobody else that I wanted to do it with, was like, whoa, like, really, like, humbled us, sort of thing. And she just said, look, if we're going to do it, we're doing it properly. We're getting a plan together. This is what we're going to do, blah, blah. We'll have a release strategy, this, that, and the other. And I said, yeah, completely on board. So we're a little bit behind schedule, because things have happened here and there. Nothing like major or anything, but you know, we are piecing that together, and we're looking to launch properly in the summer, which I'm super excited about. Abby Nix is on board. Abby Nix is an artist on Delusional Child. There you go. There's a spoiler.
Oh, nice. I mean,
no, we won't call it a spoiler. We'll call it an exclusive. There you go.
Exclusive. How's that? Abby Nix. Pick up the phone. Right, Kenny. Is there a scene in a movie that you cannot watch, or if the movie comes on, you always turn away, or you make an excuse to leave, and because you can't watch that scene, or a scene or a character? Is there something that jogs your memory?
See, this is pretty funny, because I don't really watch a lot of films. Like, I watch I watch like Batman and things like that, which are just cool anyway.
Yeah.
But there's this one scene, and it's from an Adam Sandler film, and it's called Click, the one that he has that remote control for the TV, and you can fast forward and pause time and things like that. And his life's going that quick, because he's just like, oh, fast forward this, blah blah, da da da. And he ends up getting divorced. His kids grow up and get married. And he doesn't know anything that's going on, because he's just going fast forward. And then there's this one scene that he's like lying. I think he's in hospital, from what I remember. I think he leaves hospital because he's trying to stop someone from leaving. And it's pouring down with rain, and then he just collapses. And he's surrounded by his family. And that just hit us. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm wasting so much time, like messing around, or am I spending too much time on music? And I've got 3 kids that are growing up now, and don't know, just when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, just boom, hit me straight away. Like, I've got to prioritize things better. So yeah, that's a bit of a one that's left field compared to, to what somebody else would say, I guess.
Oh, nice, man. I mean, why I ask, because everyone's got a different perspective on a film or a scene, you know, and this is why I love asking. I'm really interested in what people's interpretations are with the scenes, you know. Kenny, for the people who are watching this, could you give a shout out? How do people check out your music, or where do they go? Where's the best place to go to listen to your albums?
Every streaming site, basically. Well, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, whatever it is, Amazon. I get told off for not mentioning Amazon for some reason. Just type in Kenny Cadence. Everything will come up. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, all at Kenny Cadence or / Kenny Cadence, whatever it is. Everything's the same. So even if you just type in Kenny Cadence in Google, everything should pop up there. Oh,
brilliant, mate. Kenny, it's been absolute great chatting to you.
Thank you for having us.
I'm just thinking, is there anything else that you want to squeeze in at the end here? Anything I've missed?
I just want to quickly shout out, just in case, he's a producer that I work with, and I've worked with for the past decade. He's going by a new name now, just in case is his new name. But we've done various things over the years. We're working on some new music as we speak as well. I've got a lot of music coming out, a lot of different projects. But yeah, one of my best friends, just in case, I just want to give him a shout out, and give another best friend of mine, Stu, a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for doing the artwork for mostly everything that I ever put out, websites. You know, I come up with stupid ideas, he dumbs them down a little bit, and it's like, yeah, there you go.
Brilliant,
sort of thing. So, like, without him, I'd just be doing my stuff on Paint and putting it out that way. So,
right.
Yeah, massive shout out, just in case, and Stu.
Oh, nice one, man. All right, Kenny, thanks for joining the Peep platform, mate, and it's been great that we finally got the chance to speak.
Thank you for having us, mate. It's been class. Finally got to do it, and yeah, I've enjoyed every second of it. Thank you very much.
Cheers, man. Peace.